Welcome to my channel. Go ahead, like, subscribe, comment if anything I say is of any interest to you or you find value in. Brooke Ramvick here, and I got done shooting some content today. I thought I might as well come on here, but actually no, I didn't think really. It was just like, okay, this is what you need to go share on for your YouTube channel. For your YouTube subscribers, man, what's up? Okay. So what I want to talk about, what they said I should talk about today, and they is me, is about ecology. One of my ecological beliefs that really did a number on me, okay, so we have some beliefs that are downloaded when we are pre-verbal. Okay, this is just some psychology. You can do some research on it, and we develop these birthrights at a young age. And so what's so nice is it's a patterning, and we can go boom, 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 and we can go right back. We can go right to the spot that you created this belief in your DNA, and we can do what is called resource and re-imprinting, and then we create a somatic experience from there. So you feel this in your body and you have this experience. So that is how we just shifted the DNA, but we need to really seal in the deal with an experience, okay? So that is one part of my coaching. And I can't coach anyone like that if they don't have the simplest things down, like this self-love checklist. And even though I knew this, I've known this for years. I've used this self-love checklist for years. It's very similar to like my 12-week program. If people don't do in week 1 what they're supposed to do in week 1, because week 1's supposed to carry you throughout the whole 12 weeks and beyond, then they're not going to get as much out of the rewiring process as that they would have if they really fulfilled session 1. And session 1 is very simple. And when we are going to change, we want to go big or go home. Right? Like that's the masculine part of us, and that's the masculine influence in the society as well. And so you have that against you. And when you need change, when you need a lot of change, you can't handle very much. And this has nothing to do with you or being judgmental. This just has to do with your nervous system, your conditioning, and your specific ecology. Well, none of that stuff is going to matter. It doesn't matter if you work on that stuff. If you're not drinking enough water every day, then who cares about your mindset? If you are not eating enough fruits and vegetables every day, who cares about your mindset? Right? So there are certain things that we get to utilize the masculine and the feminine and create a balance. And that's what the self-love checklist is. We have the feminine side of us where we're really taking care of ourselves, and then we have the masculine side of us, which is the checklist. Both. Divine masculine, divine feminine, because what are we doing? We are taking care of ourselves in a divine way. the way we were created to take care of ourselves. And it just floors me. So for instance, I'm going to talk about a power statement as well as one of like a very painful belief that constantly comes up for me in like layers. Okay. And so you're going to create a power statement, which is words, 3 words about that experience, who you want to be, how you want to represent, what energy do you want to be in. So you say your power statement at the beginning and the end of every day. This isn't your mantra, okay? This is different than a mantra. This is your power statement. So people have mission statements, people have all of these things, but this is a power statement, okay? And I've used my power statement, which is I am charismatic, I am creative, and I am committed for 3 years. Dang, man. That was source. That was like, this is it. Okay, so what does that look like from a power stance? Boom. I am charismatic. My gifts, what makes me different, the energy I represent that is Brooke only energy. I got to behave in that. And in order for me to connect to my highest self, I need to be in a creativity. That's something I know intently about myself. I have to be creating. If I'm bored, just bring in some creativity. But what is the most important with those 2 words is me being committed. And when I say I am committed to obeying my internal guidance system. Source, power, whatever. And if I'm going to obey, if I am committed, if I'm truly devoted to the divine, I'm going to take care of my body. I'm going to move it every single day in a very loving way. I'm only going to say amazing things to myself or try. Okay, let's not say try. Because if you are doing it, you're doing it. That's it. It's when we bring in the word try is when we are not doing it because we're trying to do it. No, we are doing it. Okay. So what it looks like is when you continue to do versus try, you create a compound effect and then you get the results that you are seeking. And what is so important with treating yourself as though you are the source. It's so mundane and it's so blah that nobody's going to do it. And that is you giving away your power by being like, oh, this is what happens. Okay. I give you the self checklist and I help you create a power statement and you do it. You're feeling it. You're like, yeah, okay. I know what's on this checklist. Okay, cool. I'll do those things. You forget. It's part of your programming to forget that stuff. It's part of your conditioning. You're not conditioned to do these things. You have to recondition and condition over and over and over and over again for the rest of your life. And so then you stop and you come to me and you're like, I think I need to go on a program. I think I need to be working out more. I think that I should be working on this. I think I should be working on that. But you're not doing the things on the self-love checklist. So we got to come back, and we got to come back, and we got to come back. And that's why I say I've worked on this for 3 freaking years, and it's created so much time and space and energy for me, and my devotion, my commitment to my human vehicle that is Source, is what this has been able to create for me. Now, let's go to the power statement. I explained, my power statement to you, and those are my gifts. Those things are gifts. So then we are operating in our gifts with the power behind it, which is the emotion, which is in the solar plexus, which is part of the great change, as in evolving us as humans and working with evolving our digestion as well. And that's where our emotions are, in that solar plexus. Oh, and I have this in the self-love checklist too. So this is just fun. Like, you want to work on that, you better be getting some fresh air and some sunshine, right? Like that, those are nutrients. So that comes with the self-love checklist as well. But I want to talk about my personal birthright ecology, because it's been coming up a lot, and I'm just like, boom, 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 that, and that is my birthright to love and be loved. And so how this translates into life is where I stop myself. And the number one thing that stopped me with my physical form multiple times over and over and over again was the fact that, if you get too good, then you're going to make somebody else feel bad. And no matter what, that's in all of our conditioning, because that's how we grew up. Like, think about how the women around you reacted to women who were losing weight. Oh my God, there were just so many different emotions that would go along with it, and like the attention, and then the getting going again, and just the on again, off again, and things like that. And if they were doing better, then they were talked about badly. And if they were talked about badly, that means there must be something wrong with that person, right? They must, and as well as, like, the only way to talk about somebody is because you feel bad, right? When one suffers, we all suffer. And this is what the question I would ask myself. Why, when things get really good, when I get just to that point where I'm not going to have to worry about this 5 pounds ever again, or this inflammation, or this fluff, or whatever, I would do something that would make me go backwards. Because in my mind, in my beliefs, if I got too good, if my stomach looked too good, somebody else is going to feel bad. And how ecology shows up as well is, well, shit. If you're not worried about all the programs and things like that, and all you care about is that self-love checklist, no way. You are not going to make it to the gym. You are not going to lose all this weight that you're supposed to lose. Okay? So we have to get right there in that moment. And what it takes, literally, is patterning. With the self-love checklist, you will be able to start to um, I'm thinking all sciencey, measure. You will start to be able to measure your patterns. But you have to do something for long enough to comprehend, oh, this is a pattern. Like a year at least. Following that self-love checklist for a year and checking in with yourself over and over and over again. So, really understanding how not only me being quote unquote committed, using that word committed, it turned into a devotion. It turned into a non-negotiable. And those two things are super duper high energy. And what those two things are going to do is the only thing that matters. And that is stabilize my blood sugar. What? So what happens is if I'm like, oh my God, I look really good, I'm doing really good, somebody is gonna feel bad, or somebody's gonna talk bad about me, and that's not gonna make me feel good because obviously they're talking bad about me because they feel bad, and like I have some control over it. And so I'm gonna slack, think I'm fat, do whatever it is to create the scenario that I'm creating when I'm in that state. So understanding that and understanding these underlying beliefs that is our ecology, they come up, they look completely different in different areas. So that's my physical health. Okay, where else? What else? What does it look like in my relationships? What does it look like in my career? What does it look like in my relationship to something that is greater? And it's the same thing, but it looks different in each area. Isn't that crazy? And it will pop up and it'll pop up and it'll pop up and you'll be like, dang man, I thought I took care of that. I thought I took care of that. And you did. One part of your fractals, you helped out a little bit. You are doing the work and you did do the work. The BS that comes up is to think you only had to do it once. How did you get to where you are? Well, you're conditioned to be who you are, right? And I'm just checking in. So the trainings that I just got done doing was about masculine, feminine energies, as well as the inner child. And I have a whole month of workouts, 20 workouts, where I bring this training every single day. And this is just something that I do. Day in and day out, okay? 5 days a week. This is a process of mine. Is multiple different patternings every single day, things like that. And I do it through the HIT Sweat Sesh strategy. And I have a whole video on that because it is so flippin' amazing. Like, it took me years to get that, right? And how this is showing up for me right now is help. Delegating. I don't know if Green Tara is back there, but Green Tara came in and started to teach me personally delegating in 2017, and I'm still working on it. Why? Because I'm so scared that people aren't going to love me if I'm not doing everything. I've been programmed. It has nothing to do with anybody else besides my personal mission, my personal assignment here on this earth on what to unprogram, right? And that is like, oh my gosh, I'm not doing anything. And this is because I'm also working on the masculine and feminine. So of course, this is a mirror for me in where this is occurring in my life right now. So, I'm not showing enough love here. I'm not doing enough here. Oh my gosh, what? You will help me? What? Really? And I can do something else with my time? No way. And so what's coming up is as I am getting help, as I am delegating more, I've been flipping working on this one damn thing since 2017. Because it looks different at each stage, which is amazing because I know what the issue is, but it comes back to, what am I going to do with my time? What am I going to do? Am I going to still be deserving of things if I'm not the one doing everything? Like, if you are part of my workouts, you know we do one word every week, and the one word that's stuck with me for a long time, it's creating something new for me, is forgetting, and that deals with my gene keys numbers, gene key number 33, and that comes down to forgetting. I continually forget. And you've probably heard me train on this. I forget that life doesn't have to be a suffer or have to be struggle. And I get it. I succeed in one area, and then it's like, oh my gosh, look here. Look over here where you are creating so much struggle and so much suffer for yourself because you're not delegating. Wow, sounds like a pretty simple task, but if you've watched my self-love masterclass by the ancestors, which I'm working with it, I'm going to start working really diligently with the ancestors. I was guided to that this morning. You know that our grandmas did everything and their moms did everything, and generationally for the last how many generations, 6, 7 at least generations, which is really me right now, then 7 years from now, 7 years behind. And you'll hear me talk about timeline hopping all the time because all of a sudden I'll be like ahead, I'll be behind, like, and that's only occurs when I'm in complete presence. So it's not like I'm thinking about the future, I'm thinking about the past. All of a sudden I'll wake up and I'll be like, whoa, that was like 3 years ago. Whoa, that was like, I don't know when that is. That's in the future. And a lot of that stuff happens during my workouts. So I share, definitely, I'm very open with you and that stuff. Because it takes a certain state to be able to get information like that. And so as I'm growing, as I'm going through everything, every single day that I'm doing, it actually does get a lot easier and take a lot less energy because I spot it. I'm able to spot it. Oh, look, I've been forgetting the importance of delegating because my conditioning and from the ancestors says you do everything. Well, the thing is I can do everything. But then what occurs is I slack on everything here. I'm doing everything and I'm not doing any of these things. And that's what women are doing because of their conditioning. And that is why this is going to make the biggest difference. It's the smallest thing that's going to make the biggest difference in your whole entire life. And I would love to hear what your power statement is. I have really a full-on experience to help you connect to your highest self so you guys can communicate to get your own energy, emotion behind the words that you say. And I am telling you, you want that upgrade. We get to look at codes. We get to look at codes. We get to look at words that are codes that have a number attached to them, that are attached to each and every single one of your genes. And I've even started, this is what I started, creating perfect trinities so I can share with you. Let's see which one. Okay, so right now what comes up for me is anytime I feel inadequate, I go straight to, where are my resources? I got to get resourceful. That's where I got to delegate. Okay, I'm feeling inadequate because people aren't going to love me because I'm not doing everything. Well, where do I got to get resourceful? Well, I got to recognize, own, and start to move forward in delegating with a commitment, with a devotion, right? And so what those two things, when I work on those two things, that's going to lead me to wisdom. So we got inadequacy, resourcefulness, and wisdom. Okay? Many women right now are in reaction. I have so many women come to me saying, I just don't want to I just wish I could just take that pause instead of just reacting. I'm just reacting to everything all the time. And it's going to take a revolution. You need to step into who you are. And that's what creates the revolution, is you being you and finding out exactly what that looks like. And from there, what do you get? Rebirth. That, as you can see, okay, your reaction is really causing everything in your life right now, because your reaction your blood sugar, which is in charge of your hormones and everything, how you function, is going to be out of whack, which is going to lead to disease, which is going to lead to weight resistance and like weight loss resistance, and just not being able to be as creative as you want to be. Like, your number one needle mover in life is your blood sugar. And so if you're constantly reacting, your blood sugar is all over the place. Therefore, you're going to create disease in yourself. So there's an important reason why you want to start to recreate yourself and do something super revolutionary, like a self-love checklist. I had to hide it because I was so worried that it was so small. And even though my truth knew, my human conditioning was not at a point of certainty where I really felt like I could be like, you got to do this, right? And so that should ring like, oh, wow, that's amazing. She's not just throwing shit out here. She actually has love and compassion for what she is sharing versus trying to get me to do something. I'm sure some words helped me out and be, this one. Okay. This one. Boom. I even did a whole different YouTube on this one. So listen in. Self-obsession. So this is really, especially if you're in the spiritual world right now, you will get sucked in. And so if you think self-obsession is bad, it's gonna be bad. But what I recognized is oh, okay, I got some work to do with this self-obsession, because I've recognized, yes, it's important that I love myself. That's important. But what was occurring was, because I was so afraid of losing that love, because that's my birthright, to love and be loved, that I was a narcissist. And if you are in the material world, you are a narcissist, okay? And there are definitely degrees of narcissism, okay? But all narcissism really truly is the in the shadow, is really being afraid to be wrong, really be like, you will not survive. You will die if you are wrong. That's how serious it is. You will die if you lose your identity, if you are not creating and controlling everything. Are you creating and controlling everything? Are you trying to force everything? You are a narcissist. And I said, I'll say this all the time, is once you know you're a narcissist, you're not a narcissist anymore, because narcissists don't know they're narcissists. And so I was like, yes, I started recognizing, like, oh, that's kind of like, that sounds a little like me. Okay, well, and so how do we move past that? Is being in our naturalness. Our naturalness. Oh, and that's complete relaxation. And another one of my gene keys is gene key number 24. Actually, it's impossible for me to relax. And so I come in with a gene key. I don't even have it on here, but I know this is gene key number 10. And I work on being. I go from self-obsession, 3D world, to naturalness, which is abundance and love, and in the feminine, right? In the feminine. Acting out of naturalness, my personal naturalness, allows me to step into being. So I know how to teach being. And if you're not being, if you are not present, I'm sorry, you are a narcissist. And I get really triggered when people diss narcissists, because words are super important to me. Like, oh, they're just not even humans? Like, just throw them to the fucking wolves? Yeah, they've done this and this and this, but there's no difference in you or them, because they're just going off of their conditioning. It's a different energy, but there's no difference between you or them. And this is what I saw once I recognized this part of me, that the other part, the other human on the other side of the narcissist, because usually narcissists have somebody right next to them that they're like their puppet, right? They couldn't do any of that if this person wasn't allowing it and giving their power away. It's so amazing. It is literally amazing when you can start to decode things like this. You just become elevated on a whole different level. Another one, dishonesty. Were you being dishonest with yourself? Well, I can tell you where I'm being dishonest, but where am I being intimate? Probably, I have no clue. I'm being intimate here right now, sharing all of this stuff with you. That's the truth. And so what then that leads to is transparency, because I'm being very intimate with what it is that I'm sharing with you. It is definitely not dishonest. Hiding my self-love checklist, maybe that was a little dishonest, but at the same time, they keep telling me the world was not ready for what I have. Now we're going to simpler times. Now people are comprehending the importance of drinking water. Drinking water has to deal with every single thing. You want to balance your hormones? Drink water. You want to evolve as a human? That evolution is in hydrogen molecules. Freaking amazing. Like, I just, the things that I have been learning just are out of this world. Like, I'm so in awe of this thing that I have up here, and how all of these things are really working together, and how I can create a whole scenario. I can create a whole training off of 3 words. And I did that. Then I recognized, oh my God, my power statement is the reason why everything has changed for me when it comes to words. No way. All I knew is I'm committed. I'm doing the work. I'm doing the work. I'm devoted to doing this work. Boom. That was it. I wasn't like, how is this gonna work? And I'm not sure if I believe it. I'm not sure if I don't. It's not really working because I really don't see the difference. Like, I'm still the same. 3 years. 3 years I've been doing these things so that it doesn't have to take you very long. All right, peace out. Love you, love you, love you. I am constantly dropping to my knees and bowing down to the Syrians and their messaging about the divine algorithm and the fact that I'm bringing more love to technology. Bye.